US Market Brief is here, sharp, short, and to the point. Subscribe now and like to support us and never miss a market move. Here are the brief highlights of today's top stories. China says Nvidia violated anti-monopoly law after preliminary probe. US and Britain to sign flurry of major nuclear power deals during Trump's state visit. China's economic slowdown deepens in August with retail sales, industrial output missing expectations. Charlie Kirk shooting. Utah Governor Spencer Cox shares new details. Democrats dig in on healthcare as threat of government shutdown looms. Here are 5 fintechs that could be next to IPO after Klarna. NFL star Saquon Barkley has reportedly invested millions in tech startups and VC funds, from an AI giant to Elon Musk's Neuralink. She's traveled to Bali, India, and the US alone. Here are her tips for solo female travelers. Can an Amazon AI voice guide you better than customer product reviews? It's starting to try. Underwater, car trade-ins are at a 4-year high. What that means when buying a new vehicle. Trump says he's ready to put major sanctions on Russia if NATO nations do the same. Here are the 2 big things we're watching in the stock market in the week ahead. Consumers love buy now, pay later loans. Here's why banks and credit card companies are wary of them. Top Wall Street analysts bet on the potential of these 3 stocks for the long haul. Inside the Panama Canal's megaproject plan to engineer its way through severe droughts of the future. Now, let's dive deeper into the details. China is a crucial market for Nvidia, especially for data centers, gaming, and artificial intelligence.
Chinese regulators announced on Monday that a preliminary investigation found Nvidia violated antitrust laws.
The investigation into the United States chipmaker will continue, according to Beijing.
Nvidia shares dipped about 2% in pre-market trading following the announcement.
Last year, China's State Administration for Market Regulation launched an investigation into Nvidia's acquisition of Mellanox.
The investigation focused on the 2020 acquisition and related agreements concerning the Israeli network solutions company.
The preliminary investigation concluded Nvidia violated antitrust laws related to the acquisition and its conditions.
Chinese regulators have not yet detailed the specific nature of the alleged violations.
The United States and United Kingdom are anticipated to sign significant nuclear power deals during President Trump's visit.
These agreements aim to initiate a renewed focus on nuclear energy development.
Plans include building up to 12 advanced modular reactors in Hartlepool, England.
Another focus is developing data centers powered by small modular reactors in Nottinghamshire.
This partnership is expected to create thousands of jobs and stimulate substantial private investment.
United Kingdom Prime Minister Keir Starmer emphasized the goal of leading global nuclear innovation.
The deal highlights both countries' commitment to nuclear power, especially for powering data centers used for artificial intelligence.
The Hartlepool project alone could power 1.5 million homes and create up to 2,500 jobs.
China's economic slowdown worsened in August, with several key indicators falling short of expectations.
Weak domestic demand and Beijing's efforts to reduce industrial overcapacity contributed to the decline.
Retail sales grew by 3.4% last month, compared to the previous year.
This was lower than the predicted 3.9% growth and a decrease from July's 3.7% growth.
Industrial output growth slowed to 5.2% in August, down from 5.7% in July.
This is the slowest growth rate since August 2024.
Fixed asset investment increased by only 0.5% so far this year, significantly lower than the 1.6% expansion seen in the January to July period.
Real estate investment continued to decline, dropping by 12.9% in the first 8 months of the year.
Utah Governor Spencer Cox spoke after the fatal shooting of Charlie Kirk at Utah Valley University.
The suspect, Tyler Robinson, is not cooperating with authorities, according to Governor Cox.
However, those close to the suspect are providing information.
Robinson, age 22, was apprehended after a 30-hour manhunt thanks to a tip from a family friend.
The shooting has shocked the nation and raised concerns about political violence.
Governor Cox expressed his deep concern about the state of the nation following this tragic event.
He emphasized the gravity of the situation, calling it a direct attack on America.
The investigation is ongoing, and further details are expected to be released soon.
Congressional Democrats are prioritizing healthcare in government funding negotiations.
Senate and House Democratic leaders Chuck Schumer and Hakeem Jeffries insist on healthcare provisions in any funding bill.
They will oppose Republican-backed legislation without these provisions, risking a government shutdown.
Leader Jeffries stated they will not support a Republican bill that removes healthcare from Americans.
Democrats demand an extension of Affordable Care Act tax credits, set to expire this year.
Without intervention, average premiums could increase by approximately 75%, according to KFF.
Most Americans with marketplace health plans benefited from these tax credits in 2025.
Democrats also want Republicans to reverse Medicaid cuts from previous legislation.
After Klarna's successful initial public offering, investors are wondering which fintech company will be next.
Klarna's stock popped 30% on its first day of trading in New York.
Several other fintech companies have also gone public recently, including eToro, Circle, Bullish, and Gemini.
Stripe, a digital payments company, has been considered a potential IPO candidate for years.
The company opted for a secondary share sale earlier this year, valuing it at $91.5 billion.
Revolut, a digital banking company, recently allowed employees to sell shares at a $75 billion valuation.
Monzo, a British digital bank, is also a potential IPO candidate, though its CEO says it is not their current focus.
Starling Bank, another British digital bank, is reportedly considering an IPO in the United States.
Saquon Barkley has invested millions of dollars in tech startups and venture capital funds.
He has earned nearly $80 million in National Football League salary and bonuses since 2018.
His investments include artificial intelligence firm Anthropic and Elon Musk-owned neurotech company Neuralink.
He also invested in prediction market Polymarket and venture capital fund Founders Fund.
Barkley aims to create wealth for his family beyond his football career.
He has lived off endorsement deals while investing his National Football League contract money.
He has endorsements with brands like Nike, Pepsi, and Toyota.
These deals earn him an estimated $10 million per year.
She has traveled solo to Bali, India, and the United States.
She shares tips for other women traveling alone.
She recommends a mix of tours and independent exploration.
She suggests respecting local customs, like covering up in India.
Joining group tours can be a great way to meet people.
She enjoyed a Mekong Delta tour in Vietnam and met other travelers.
She also values solo time, like swimming and exploring local food.
Yoga classes can be another way to connect with people.
Amazon is using artificial intelligence to create audio summaries of product reviews.
This feature, called Here the Highlights, aims to simplify shopping by condensing customer feedback.
It uses a large language model to process reviews, product information, and web data.
Here the Highlights is available in the Amazon mobile app for over 1 million products.
Customer reviews have always been a crucial part of online shopping.
However, fake reviews and the sheer volume of comments can be overwhelming.
Artificial intelligence can process vast amounts of data, potentially addressing this issue.
The challenge lies in accurately summarizing diverse opinions and filtering irrelevant information.
More drivers are trading in cars with loans exceeding the vehicle value.
This situation, often called being underwater, is becoming increasingly common.
Cars depreciate quickly, sometimes making you underwater from the moment of purchase.
Longer loan terms and smaller down payments can worsen this issue.
While longer loans reduce monthly payments, 84-month loans are rising in popularity.
These comprised over 20% of new auto loans in the second quarter of 2025.
Negative equity is not a problem unless you need to sell, trade, or if the car is totaled.
If your car is totaled, insurance might not cover the full loan amount.
Former President Donald Trump stated he is prepared to impose significant sanctions on Russia if North Atlantic Treaty Organization nations take similar action.
He specified this would involve pausing oil purchases from Moscow.
Trump also urged North Atlantic Treaty Organization countries to implement tariffs on China ranging from 50 to 100%.
He suggested these tariffs could be lifted after the Russia-Ukraine war concludes.
Trump asserted that China holds considerable influence over Russia, and these tariffs would weaken that control.
Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent expressed support for Trump's call for unified sanctions against China.
Bessent emphasized the need to cut off funding to Russia's war effort.
Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky urged allies to avoid seeking excuses to avoid sanctions against Russia.
Wall Street is focused on the Federal Reserve this week.
Investors are anticipating not just the interest rate cut, but also the signals about future policy.
The market predicts a 25 basis point cut on Wednesday.
Data on retail sales and housing starts could influence the decision.
This Thursday's jobless claims data will come too late to affect the Fed.
Investors await clues from Chairman Jerome Powell's news conference on Wednesday.
CrowdStrike is hosting its Investor Day on Wednesday following a stock pullback.
DuPont holds its Investor Day Thursday, previewing its upcoming spin-off.
Buy now, pay later plans offer consumers an attractive alternative to credit cards.
These plans allow purchases to be split into short-term, typically interest-free installments.
Widespread adoption of these alternatives to credit cards is occurring within the industry.
An estimated 86.5 million Americans used buy now, pay later loans in 2024.
This number could rise to 91.5 million in 2025.
Nearly half of Americans have used a buy now, pay later service like Affirm or Klarna.
Buy now, pay later services can replace purchases made with credit cards.
This reduces card transaction activity and utilization, impacting revenue for credit card companies.
Wall Street analysts are bullish on select stocks poised for long-term growth, particularly in the artificial intelligence sector.
These recommendations come after a strong earnings season, where tech companies showcased promising AI-driven growth and capital spending plans.
Broadcom, a semiconductor company, is one such stock, with impressive third-quarter results and a solid outlook fueled by artificial intelligence demand.
J.P. Morgan analyst Harlan Sur raised Broadcom's price target to $400, citing strong fundamentals and accelerating artificial intelligence demand.
Scalar, a cybersecurity company, also impressed with its fourth-quarter results, driven by demand for its zero-trust and artificial intelligence security solutions.
Stifel analyst Adam Borg maintained a buy rating on Scalar and increased the price target to $330, highlighting the company's strong execution and robust billings growth.
Both analysts have strong track records, with Sur ranking 39th and Borg 324th out of over 10,000 analysts tracked by TipRanks.
These stocks offer investors exposure to the growing artificial intelligence market, with potential for attractive returns in the long term.
The Panama Canal Authority is investing in new infrastructure after a historic drought disrupted shipping.
The canal relies on rainfall and uses a massive amount of fresh water for its operations.
Administrator Ricard Vazquez told CNBC that the canal uses over 2.5 times the amount of water as New York City.
Severe drought from late 2022 to 2024 forced the canal to reduce transits and restrict vessel weight.
The United States is the largest user of the Panama Canal, accounting for 73% of its traffic.
Approximately 40% of all United States container traffic and $270 billion in cargo pass through the canal annually.
The Canal Authority is developing a land bridge project, including a natural gas pipeline.
This project aims to transport natural gas liquids without relying on the canal itself.
That's a wrap on this episode of US Market Brief. Thanks for listening. We'll be back next time with more stock market updates, earnings highlights, and insights from Wall Street.